Right, at last I've got the BR602 completely fitted out with a LOK SOUND V5. It's been a bit stressful because it is a tricky loco to work on, and I ended up damaging it as well by one of these lights. This particular light here fell off its magnet, knocked it off the magnet, and they're really strong magnets on these lights. They never fall off unless you bash them, and I bashed it getting up over the workbench, and this whole light assembly landed on the chassis and I bent it, which I said in the first video, previous one. Managed to straighten it up and everything's come back together okay. So installed a LOK SOUND V5. I scavenged a chip from that model and installed it into this model just to try out before I buy one, just to make sure it works alright, and it does. I've installed the sound and it works fine. The sound files there with all many features on there, different types of air horns. You've got two gas turbine sound files at work independently, and you've got the diesel generator backup as well. Just fire that up a minute. That's the backup generator, and you've got a random one which switches on and off. You've got the gas turbines that'll boot up as well. So overall, yeah, really happy with this now. So I just need to install some people in the carriages. It's got a really nice sounding file. Really realistic compared to the last sound file anyway. A lot quieter, and you can adjust all sectors of the chip, so that's good. Just going to open up a few coaches and install, like I say, these cheap figures while I'm at it, and then hopefully this will be done then. Right, I thought I'd show how to get into the coaches on this set 22202 on the extension set. That is available for it, and it's a really tricky thing to do. Because they're made out of metal, when you undo the screws, the coaches will not come apart because they're that tightly made, the castings, and precise, they just won't come apart. You can pull them all you like and they won't come apart at all. So the only way I found to get into the coaches is to fully unwind the screws out until they click, and then turn another, say, one turn to go back in on the screws, and do the same on this side. Do that, and then put your screwdriver on top and just tap it with something like a lightweight hammer. I'm just using a remote control, and that's all it takes just to loosen that area there. You can see it starting to prise apart, and when that happens, you can then fully take out the screw completely, take screws back, and then the body will eventually come off, and you can see there all the metal. You don't want to damage all that paintwork when you're doing it, and it's so well made, this. All that's metal. Obviously the insides are plastic. I want to get to the corridors. You can see all that lighting, how it's so well done, the wiring, especially the wiring. And you've got these interconnecting plugs, so you can easily swap out that board if it's damaged. Really well done, that. It's a work of art. It's a work of engineering cable artwork, I think. So that's how you get into them. Any other method, you can risk damaging the actual metalwork and the castings, etc. So, and you've got to be careful not to damage the threads when you're whacking them, and whack it with a lightweight hammer. Obviously I use a remote control, which is a very old Sony remote control, but that worked fine because I knew it won't cause much weight damage when you're whacking the screw in, and then not to damage the threads. So now I can access these little people from China, cheap figures from China, and just put those and position them as many as possible as I can to get into these coaches, and put it all back together, and then that's another upgrade. Yeah, this is working out really good. With these cheap figures, I've got the cheapest chips, in fact they're cheaper than chips. And you can see I don't even have to cut off the legs. They just fit in this particular coach perfectly, and they're very bright and colourful. But I don't think that'll make much difference when the orange interior lights go on, but it's the cheapest way to do it. And I'll just show how cheap those figures are in a minute. And there we go, £7.50 including post. Buy two at £6. Oh, postage £4. So these have gone up. Obviously I bought these a year ago and they were about £7 including post. Now they are, what, 7, 8, 9, 10, £11.50. So they've gone up quite a lot, and that's like everything else in this world at the moment. Doesn't matter what you buy, everything has gone up enormously in value. So still worth the money. And you think you're getting over 100 figures there, and they go in and they look cool, they'll do the job. What more can you ask for? Right, so there we go. All I'm going to do now is place the metal body back on, see what it looks like lit up. Right, so there we go. Figures are in there. Turn the lights on.